And alright guys, what is going on? How are you doing? Welcome back to another video on the David Hammond YouTube channel. This is another NOFAP video, and the reason I'm making this, guys, is, I didn't think I'd be making as many, but the one I posted the other day did amazing, did very well. It seemed to help out a ton of you guys, and I decided, you know what? I'm getting a ton of you guys from the NOFAP videos. Why don't I just ride out this wave and give you guys as much value and information as I possibly can, okay? So with that said, guys, in this video, I'm explaining how to start NOFAP, or how to make NOFAP stick, okay? 3 steps, let's get it going. Regardless if you are a beginner, intermediate, advanced, if you've just heard of the word NOFAP today, or maybe you've been trying to practice it for X amount of years. 3 steps, this is how you do it, okay? So as a bit of context to you guys, I've been doing NOFAP for about 1.5 years now straight, but before that, it took me around 2 to 3 years to even, start from it took me like 2 to 3 years, as Russ says. It took me X amount to just get to the starting line, okay? And then we move forward. So I'm kind of thinking back to what I did, even subconsciously, to get past those 2 to 3 years to that starting line, and that's what I've written down in these notes to you guys. So number 1, guys, this is, surprisingly enough, I'm not just going to tell you to cut it out, because like any addiction or anything, you don't just stop cold turkey. That's very unrealistic. It is a very slow, gradual process. The first thing on how to stop PMO, which you guys understand if you're in the NoFap community, porn, masturbation, orgasm, etc., etc., essentially NoFap, that's what we're attaining here. The first step is to cut out obsessive compulsive fapping or masturbating, okay? So what I mean is, I'm not telling you guys to cut it out completely, not at all. In fact, I think in the first stage, it's okay. Like, you can keep doing it. But what I'm saying is for you to cut it out compulsively, okay, or habitually. All right, see, the thing that happens is a lot of times we partake in habits, whether that's smoking or drinking or doing destructive things, and I'm no different. A lot of times we do this without even really realizing it. It's literally just a habit cycle. Maybe for some people this may sound silly, but you turn on the shower and then you think, oh, shower, this is where I fap, and then you go fap. Or you're getting tired, so you take a nap and you think, oh, I took a nap, my head's on the pillow, you fap. These are habitual cycles. This is what I'm telling you to cut out, okay? So, or if you, does that make sense? Like, you see a certain thing or you hear a certain noise and you let it go. That's what I'm telling. What I'm actually encouraging you guys to do, or saying is okay to do in step 1, phase 1, is you can still masturbate, you can still fap, that's completely fine, but I want you to only do it when you feel inspired to do it, okay? Now that takes a pretty open mind to understand the difference, but what I mean inspired is if you, right, your body, you actually feel you want to do this. It is not just a habitual compulsive loop. So meaning you didn't just hear the noise or turn on the shower and want to do it. You actually are able to sit with yourself, maybe in a quiet room or a silent room, and you just want to do it. You have this urge. It's an inspired urge to want to, okay? If that is the case, I think that's fine. Go for it. That is phase 1. Go nuts, okay? You may just to even make it to this phase, man, you're 90% there, and it will do wonders to you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It will do tons. And if you can get there, man, congrats. Like, I mean it. Like props to you guys. That is awesome. So stay there for a few months, however long you feel comfortable, and then that takes us to step 2, to fully ridding ourselves of FAP. Okay. So step 2 is to now, I remembered, is to now stop using porn and to switch to just imagery, okay? So in phase 1, if you feel inspired to do it, go ahead, fap, watch, PMO. You guys, I don't really want to say the words too much here on YouTube, as I don't feel that's so good. PMO, or prawn, that's what they call it, you know what that is. Go do it in phase 1, whatever. Phase 2, no longer, okay? Once you've hit here, you're no longer going to do this. You can still fap when you have that inspiration, but you're no longer watching prawn or porn. You know what that is. Instead, what you're doing is you're using imagery, okay? So whether this is Instagram, whether these are pictures of your girlfriend, or every man to himself, but it's to not watch a video, okay? It is to rid yourself of the extremely stimulating dopamine rush, which is what you get through video. So photo, it's kind of that middle ground, where photo, you can still get that dopamine rush, but it's not going to be as powerful. So, excuse me, guys. I just ate. This is normally where I'd get the green tea. You see, what we're trying to do here, guys, is gradually rid ourselves of the habit, okay? So it's baby steps. So by not taking video and now watching photos, it is still enough that is able to keep you in the loop, but not too much where you can fall back to old patterns, okay? So there you go. Stay in that and use photos for X amount of months. It might be a year. I don't know. I followed these 3 stages, you know, consciously or unconsciously for the 2.5 years. Just photo. Stick there. And finally, if you feel you have mastered that, you're just using photos and you feel naturally you'll gravitate towards stage 3, which you will. Trust me, this is the exact, these are the 3 stages I went through. Eventually, you're going to hit a point where the photos just aren't doing it anymore. And one of 2 things is going to happen. This is where you can repeat the entire cycle, because I've started from scratch and repeated the entire cycle many times. Either one, the photos aren't cutting it and you say, fuck this, and you go back to video, and then you relapse and you start your vicious cycle all over again, which is, you know, no judgment. I completely get it. You know, you got to fail many times before it sticks. Completely fine. I failed a ton of times before it stuck. No judgment. We're all in this together. Or two, because this will happen. Eventually you look at the images and you're just like, you know what, man? Like, is it even worth it? No, it's not, and you don't. And you put down your phone, or you turn off Instagram or whatever it is, and you just don't do it. And you begin to learn and harness that feeling, that energy, that emotion, the testosterone towards better endeavors, okay? Now, I will be making a separate video because this is very, very important on how to transmutate or how to properly utilize the energy of NoFap towards better endeavors, because if you don't transmutate this energy like I made in the last video, if you don't transmutate it, you will fall back into old patterns. It's just human nature, okay? The body wants to release built-up energy in the fastest way possible, and if you don't understand how to properly utilize this energy or harness it, I believe a quote, I don't know where I heard this from, but doing NoFap is like riding with I think it was like 2 horses, like riding a massive carriage with 2 horses, and the horse being your testosterone or your, you know, you understand, right? The horniness, the energy. You can't control these horses. You can't just halt them, okay? If the horses are running, you can't just stop them in their tracks. You can't. They're running. They're moving, okay? But what you can do is you can very carefully manipulate and direct where the horses go. So they're not stopping, but instead of them just running into a brick wall or a house, you're saying, okay, let's try to control you guys over here to the valley or to the stream or to things like that. That's essentially what NoFap is. You can't stop the dam. It's like, you know, if there's water rushing, you can't just clog the hole. You can't. But you can try to control and better make use of where that dam is flowing. And maybe you can make hydroelectricity and then build cities and things. Like, they're all metaphorical, but that's essentially what NoFap is, okay? You can't stop it, but you will have to learn to transmutate it and really just put that energy towards better endeavors, which maybe some of you are and some of you aren't, because it takes a while to learn to do this. But that is it, guys. Those are the 3 steps that I have done consciously or unconsciously for the 2 to 3 years before I got it to stick. Again, I'll repeat it real quick, guys. Number 1, stop fapping compulsively or habitually. Do it just when you feel inspired to do it. So when you feel naturally like, oh gosh, I need to bust it out, like this is super, I'm super, whatever, then do it. No longer just compulsively. Number 2, instead of using video, just use imagery. So you are lessening the dopamine hit as you're getting through video. It is now lessening to imagery, which is still enough where you can follow through stage 1 through 3, but it's not too much where you can fall back into old ways. And then 3, you're going to hit stage 3, where eventually you're just going to get tired of the photos and you're going to realize that, you know, maybe this is really not worth it, and, you know, because it's not as strong, it's not compulsive and crazy dopamine rushing from video, you have a better grip on it. Maybe I don't need to do this, and you let it go. So hopefully that will help you guys. Again, I want to reiterate that it takes several times. Don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up. Like, guys, it's a lifestyle, and it's something that should take a while because it's a lifestyle. So that is that, guys. I hope that was a resource. I hope I was able to help you guys. Shoutouts to all you guys who are new subscribers, and thank you so much for all the views on the videos. It really is cool. Again, this is not just a NoFap channel, it's a self-development channel, but I'll ride the wave. If the NoFap videos seem to be doing really well, then I'll ride it out, because who doesn't love views? And if it's still able to help and be of resource to you guys, then it's okay in my book. So I'll finish it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. Always self-development coaching down below at selfdevelop.com, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Much love. Keep crushing it. Peace.